your phone. And the second was a beach towel over summer that was 1 metre wide by 2 metres long and came in 4 awesome designs. And the third were, I don't know, hormone balancing pills for women over 30. So you're going to help with that type of month. Anyway, what I mean is that I think products that are going to solve a problem or address an issue with your audience or your engaged kind of customer or client base are going to get and with your genuine backing behind them, are going to get a really quick and good turnover in sales. And they did for me, because there were three ongoing problems in my community.
Interesting.
Beach towels too small.
Right. See, now I forgot the next question because anyway, do you guys think there is actually a supreme social network that's more effective in churning sales or bringing in the money to a business? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? And I don't know if you've heard about that news, yeah, with pictures being sold for thousands and thousands of dollars. Yeah.
I mean, obviously Facebook is king, but going back to what I said before, other channels are more effective at converting in certain product categories. And I think Shopify have actually done some great research, and that's out there and available to everyone to be able to look into that to see actually which categories sell through different channels and which actually get higher conversion rates. So definitely check that out. I would say with, obviously the big news recently has been the addition of Shop Now buttons to Instagram and Pinterest. Personally, I only use Instagram to follow brands that I will purchase from or aspire to, or like their aesthetic or the content they put up there. I mean, I can follow friends' activities on Facebook. So for any of you or any Instagram users who use it in the same way, that's actually going to be a really incredible and quite dangerous device if you've got your credit card to hand. But even more so on Pinterest, because Pinterest isn't as much about social interaction with other people. It's about sharing and inspiration and aspiration. And yeah, that's going to be quite a game changer, I think, when Pinterest have that functionality available to everyone.
It's okay. Pinterest, I'm going to take note of that. Wendy?
Yeah, just agreeing a little bit with Alex there. I think once Pinterest really hits the buy now button, it's going to go crazy for a lot of retailers out there. The other one that I've seen, I mean, Facebook it works really well, but recently it goes back to who your target audience and what you're selling. So we're doing some work for Junk-Free Journey at the moment. Is anyone else doing Junk-Free Journey here? I hope all of you are, except for people eating pizza and drinking wine. But basically we found Instagram the best channel for us for that particular category, because there's a whole lot of people who are really into fitness, looking great, all that sort of stuff. And for that particular campaign, Instagram totally beat Facebook. So I think it does come down to, I think what you said before, Makaia, like it's your target audience and where they're sitting. So if I'm going to go selling wedding dresses, I will be selling those on Pinterest. But I can't sew, so I won't do that.
I would agree. I'd say Facebook is king as well. But I find, because I'm all about Facebook, that's where my business lies, but I find Instagram and I'd say Twitter, because I'm on Twitter, it's just good for repetitive. It's good to kind of back out what you're saying on Facebook, and if they're going to see, 3 of your channels, or it just brings it to the forefront of mind. I think if they see it a few times a week or a day, so I'm on Facebook.
Commerce everywhere, right? Move the transaction into each of the channels that you're communicating. If your customer lives in Pinterest, bring the product and make sure that the product is always available to be purchased. Right? Don't forget that.
One more question, and then we're moving on to the audience. We'll pick some questions from the audience and ask the panel. Social commerce. I've heard a lot of news with the chat apps. It seems like there is some e-commerce going on, transactions. People are going through even Viber, WeChat, WhatsApp, and so on. and they're buying stuff from individuals. I mean, do you think this is the next step for social commerce? Going through the chat apps and forgetting about the e-commerce shops out there on websites? Any thoughts on that?
I think that Facebook's already experimenting with that. So you'll be able to, inside Facebook Messenger, at some point, you get 2 tickets to a baseball game or rugby game, and you can't make it, so you have 2 tickets available, $200, and your friends will be able to purchase inside of that. And that's coming. In close networks between friends, awesome. Obviously, it's problematic when you expand out and fulfillment, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that the brands will, there'll always be a place for brands to sell.
Yeah, probably just the one thing I'd add to that is, I think it's just another way. It's almost like, even though social media is really good and I really like it because I have a job out of it, but it hasn't stopped all the other media out there. So if we can buy through apps and things like that and through messaging, it's not going to stop us buying off websites, if that makes sense. So I think even though, it's not going to stop us, it's going to be another way to do it, which is kind of cool. Maybe it'll be through our eyes, like it could be something, if we're expecting to swipe something, maybe use eye technology. Who knows? I think it's going to be really interesting over the next 5 years. See what happens.
Awesome. Anyone else before we move to the
I think they're great avenues to trial ideas, or for smaller companies to start up, or I know a lot of young kids, who are quite young, actually selling things through social apps and Facebook groups and things like that. And it can just test a concept, I guess, until you take it to the point where you want to build your own website and launch it, onto an online shopping store. I know for me, our Motivate Me range that we sell started selling in a Facebook group with all our members that were added to it, and it was very effective in terms of interacting directly with a customer, and you can have a lot of direct sales, I suppose, communication going on to convert the sale, but the admin and processing the sale was very high. So that move, once the business grew, I guess, onto an actual shopping website was needed. But yeah, I think it's there. It's just probably for at a different level.
Right. Just a follow-up for Wendy, and we'll grab a mic for Dylan to go around. Thank you. How about Snapchat? Someone actually tweeted it. Any thoughts on Snapchat? Chat?
Snapchat. I haven't seen it directly relate to sales yet, but in terms of building a brand or connecting with a younger audience, it's really, really amazing. It's something like 75%, or it might be 71, I think 75% of all Snapchat users are under 25. And so it's really great if you want to get into that sort of audience and talk to them. We've done some campaigns, we did one this week. That was really cool. Did anyone follow the Auckland Live Snapchat? That was amazing. Well, our one was, not the Auckland Live official one. That wasn't good. But, yeah.
Perfect. Yet. That's the thing, yet.
Yeah, as far as the chat apps go, we are starting to see peer-to-peer commerce taking place, and it's kind of still wide open as far as how brands are going to get involved. Thinking of Snapchat specifically, at Grab-On we do have some ideas about how we might use that platform. I don't give too much away. Obviously, the nature of the platform lends itself to stressing urgency of transaction, limited time offers, those kinds of things. And particularly offers for the 15 to 25 age group are what's going to appeal to the audience.
Perfect. No hints? No, you can't give anything away. Okay. All right. Any questions from the audience? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mary. I actually run Coconut Wireless. It's a unique Facebook page, but I've actually just expanded to other social media sites. I just have a question. How much, I suppose with Coconut Wireless, what it is it promotes multi-specific success, but on bottom of behind the scene, that is, I'm turning it into a business which at the moment is transitioning in, is advertising space. and also managing and building other social media pages. What's the standard rate for consultancy or whatever, and what is also the standard rate for charging for a campaign? Is it per post, per reach, per sale?
Step with that.
I know, nobody really knows, and
There is no
asking.
standard rate. For me, when I kind of pricing a campaign or a job, it really depends on my gut and how I feel about the whole thing, to be honest, and the conversation that I have with the people, how much I really, really love the product, how much can I communicate, how easy is this job going to be for me, or how much more do I have to put into it, and how much is your time worth while you're doing that. So I guess when I first started having to price out campaigns, I calculated how much would I be making in that hour or 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever, focused on that campaign, away from running my business. If I could focus that time on running my business, how much money would I be making? So I need to be making at least the minimum of that if I was going to spend time promoting this product or this service. I know it may not be relevant to you, but that's kind of how I did it. And you need to come up with some sort of formula that's going to be right in your head, for you to accept to ask for that money and feel good about it, and also to receive it and feel good about it. So, I don't know if that made sense, but people probably won't give you a set rate because it'll be different for everybody. It really will be on what your potential reach, what your reach is, what your proven result.
250,000.
Yep, go for it.
Yeah. Thank you.
I would say like go high, you can always go down.
Anyone else? Any questions? Yep.
Hey, I was just wondering, for the whole panel, I'm going to stand up.
Just stand up.
Yeah, I was just wondering, do you find that certain industries or niches will more likely generate a direct return in terms of social media commerce? Are there some that are more suited to it than others?
100% yes.
What types, I suppose?
So one that I find is working really well in terms of like immediate direct sales